guys, welcome everyone to the stream. I hope you're all well, and it's a new game week coming up fast. Game week 35. Wow, these game weeks are going to run out on us very soon, aren't they? I hope you're all well. So I thought I'd do a quick update on my team before we get Brett in and talk about the Dream Team stream. I know there's a fair few of you in the chat, so I'll welcome you all now in a second. But yeah, just to let you guys know, I got 78 points this game week, so it wasn't too bad. Nice little green arrow, and I say a little green arrow because it was a little one. Took me up to 410,000 OR. So yeah, you know, I shouldn't complain. Henderson with the clean sheet, brilliant. Doherty with the last minute clean sheet wipeout, not so good. Yes, these are doing me in. I swear, these last minute clean sheet wipeouts they're horrible. They're just so mean. So yeah, that's not fun. And Doherty just isn't worth the price anymore, but I just never had the transfer to get rid of him at the minute. I always have other people I want to get out or into my team. So yeah, it looks like he's probably going to stay there, even though he's not worth the money at all. Wan-Bissaka finally getting me clean sheet, so that was good. Yellow card, so we only got 5 points, bit disappointing. Trent, again, a bit like Doherty, I said this in my video at the beginning of the week, doesn't feel like he's worth the cash at the minute. There's no attacking returns coming from either of them, so the prices we've paid for them is, you know, it's too much, really. We should be looking to, you know, to shift them on, and if you can, then do, but I'm not in that fortunate situation at the minute. But yeah, there's cheaper alternatives in both teams, you know, what with Gomez playing at the moment and Bolly or Sace for, you know, Wolves. So I don't know if you guys saw my very popular tweet on Twitter this week about my captaincy and vice captaincy choices. I think it's had over 700 likes now, and it's it's pretty much catching up with the hashtag Pointy Bits tweet, which, you know, if you don't know the story, I'll maybe fill you in on one day, yeah, but it's a bit too long of a story for now. But yes, I do keep quite missing the boat on which captaincy choice to go with by like a week, and it's getting quite frustrating. However, I can't complain that because I'm still getting returns from the captaincies that I'm choosing. They're just not as much as the other people that I vice captained pretty much. So as you can see, De Bruyne with the 14 points, because he got his assist, but obviously Fernandez as my vice captain getting the goal and the assist for 14 points, and obviously Salah was by far the captain choice this week, so you know we can't, yeah, like, yeah, it's just Salah was on fire. Foden, Saka, whichever one I bench seems to be the one that gets the points. I mean, I don't know what to do with them. I'm actually seriously considering selling one of them just so that I don't have to worry about it, but I think that probably means then that Saka stays first on my bench, because I would consider selling, you know, or Foden, whichever one stays will probably get that first bench spot, because if I sell, I'll be selling to somebody like Willian, who clearly has to, you know, keep the space in the team. So yeah, that's a difficult one to decide between. Rashford, I'm on the wrong United forward. You know, that's just, yeah, unlucky really. It's feels very much like Liverpool last season, where we didn't know which Liverpool asset to get on in attack. So yeah, I keep missing that one. Jimenez disappeared off the face of the earth the last few weeks, not really sure what's going on there. And Danny Ings just happily chugging away for me. Can't complain about Danny whatsoever. And yeah, Rayner's getting some game time, so he might make an appearance for me this week. I'll quickly show you my team for this week. I did do Rashford, Greenwood last night straight away, because I just didn't see why I should be spending so much money on Rashford when Greenwood is either matching him or doing better every week. It just didn't feel right. So I had two free transfers. Obviously switched Rashford to Greenwood, and I'm playing it by ear on what I want to do now. I've quite a lot of money in the bank, so I might consider Jimenez to Vardy, given, you know, he's chasing the golden boot and Jimenez seems to have kind of dropped off form a little bit. And as I said, I'm also considering Willian maybe or Pulisic for Foden or Saka, but it's like which one to drop and then which one do you bench out of those three? It's very difficult. And yeah, really my defence is just shocking. So I do really need to hear about Lascelles as well, because I do have one transfer left and I'm a bit like, you know, maybe I should be using that on defence. But I could stick Rayner in as a bit of a punt this week and see if he can maybe do something for me against Crystal Palace. But, you know, big man Benteke scoring again. Mick Davies will be very happy. I'm not sure whether I should be punting against Crystal Palace because, you know, they clearly feel like they've got something to fight for at the minute. Yes. I'm seeing on my graphics that Optimus has become a recent subscriber. Brilliant, but his name is so huge it's taken up most of my screen, so apologies for that. John has said Lamptey. Yes, John, I am considering Lamptey for target possibly as an option, but he doesn't have a great game week this week, and I don't know whether to take a -4. If I take a -4, I'll probably, you know, I might consider that sorting one of my defenders out there. But, you know, at this stage of the season, I tend to go all-out attack, to be honest with you. But I just want to give some peeps a quick shout-out in the chat, and then we'll head on over to the Dream Team. So, welcome Kyle, welcome Fu, welcome Madrid. Hey, Fancy Football Focus in the chat. Quayus is in, Brett's saying hello to everyone, John Boy's in. Youssef's in, welcome everybody, Sean, all my regulars, Varun and Mark. Hey guys, I hope you're all good today and you had a good game week. Quace has taken a -4 hit and done Rashford and Jimmy to Vardy and Woody. Oh, Woody, there's a shout. Maybe that could be a good shout. I haven't really considered him, to be honest. But yes, and at the moment my captaincy is on Fernandez. That could change. But, you know, considering I've been missing them, like, although, like, Bruno has just hauled, you can just see me captaining again and it'll be De Bruyne who I captain this week that'll get the haul this week. Because that's just how my trend has been going, so, yeah. Not really sure what to do there. Maybe Brett's got some advice for me in a second. But I'm just going to go to the break then, guys. I'm going to get Brett in and we'll have a look at how this Dream Team's doing. So be right back. Welcome Brett to the show. How are you, Brett?
Yeah, fine, thanks, Nim. All good.
Good. So yeah, you guys, if you like my channel, you love the Wildcats, you love Fpltv obviously, so make sure you go on over and check his channel out. But Brett, how did you get on last game week? Did you get on okay, buddy?
No,
Oh,
dreadful.
no.
Dreadful, yeah. Yeah, no, I've had enough of this season. Obviously I'd like to be positive, but yeah, I was stressing over a decision. I had to get De Bruyne in, basically. I felt like with City's fixtures, I couldn't go without Kevin De Bruyne any longer, especially at home to Newcastle. I fancied a big win there.
Yeah.
Which they got, but in order to buy De Bruyne, I had to either sell Son or Mo Salah.
Oh, okay.
And I was on my bed for hours stressing over it. And
I hate those ones.
how I've been like that most of the season, like these 50-50s.
Yeah.
And only because my rank was already so bad, you're then forced to take risks that you don't want to take, if you know what I mean. So the only reason I kept Son over Salah was because he was a much bigger differential, and I'm already ranked at 900k. So I thought, you know what, I've got to take the gamble.
Gotta go for it.
And then for Salah to get 18 points and for Son to get benched, it's just, what can you do?
I don't know what's going on with that Spurs side as well. They do not look great at all, do they?
No.
It's just been. I think Mourinho summed up a little bit when Sonny and Lloris had that little trade-off, and he came on and he basically said, well, that's my fault because I've G'd the players up. I told them they're not good enough, and they're not doing well enough, so they've probably taken it out on each other. And that's what you love to see, because that means there's passion. And I just kind of thought, do you really want to see your teammates fighting though? Do you really need to see that? I don't know that you do, so yeah, it's because Sonny, I mean, he's such a good player. You expect, the last few weeks, I can completely see why you've gone there. Do you know what I mean? It's mad that he hasn't really,
It sounds really rich now, but because we spend a lot of time on Twitter, don't we? And I don't want to just blame Twitter, but a big learning curve for me this season is that if I just didn't look on Twitter, I would follow my gut so much more. And even with Son, look, I told myself I've got to take this gamble now because I'm doing so bad anyway. I might as well gamble on Son against Bournemouth.
Well, you have to at this point in the season, don't you? A bit.
I thought that. I told myself that, but my gut did say Son's going to get benched. I just had a feeling. Son was going to get benched. With the argument and with the close game weeks, and he's played a lot of football. I just had this sinking feeling even before I made the move. And when I went on Twitter and people were saying, Son against Bournemouth, captaincy potentially, and I thought, oh, well, everyone else seems fine with Son, so I'll stick with him, and it's no one else's fault but my own, of course, but I just think my gut's telling me something. I go on Twitter, I see the opposite. Same with selling Ings and keeping Calvert-Lewin, I felt like I should keep Ings because he's a better goal scorer. I go onto Twitter and everyone's got Calvert-Lewin for his great fixtures. I think, oh, okay, everyone else got Calvert-Lewin, I'll keep him then. And that's obviously destroyed me as well. So next season, I just got to come away from all the noise. I'm really going to have to step away from it and just go with what my gut's telling me. And if my gut is wrong, fair enough,
I tend to find, I think if you could learn, this is what I did towards the start of the season and it went better, but as the season went on, I kind of stopped doing it and I noticed, quite a marginal downfall, is I set my team before I then go in and and look at Twitter and stuff like that. Obviously if you're stuck, it's a lot harder then because you tend to go in and you want advice and that sort of thing, and that's good sometimes, but often it can also sway you a certain way on some of the decisions you were sure about. So I think if you've got a clear vision in your head, make that transfer and then go on Twitter or whatever and enjoy the conversation, but try and think, no, there's a reason why I've done that in the first place, so I'm not going to change it unless somebody, unless we get some really firm news that something like a team news or something changes that.
Yeah, for sure. I think early team news and stuff, there's still certainly some benefits to Twitter for sure, but it's I just, when we get a fresh start now for next season, I'm just gonna try and simplify everything I do. I'm gonna just sort of not look at ownership anymore. I'm not gonna worry or have fear about players that have large ownership. If I think a player is a good player and he's going to do well, I'm going to buy him or get rid. Or if he's not going to do well, I don't care about. I've looked too much into ownership and differentials and what other people are doing and trying to be too clever all season. And next season, I'm just going to literally watch the football, and if a player's doing well and I've got a good feeling about that player, I'm going to bring them in. I'm not going to worry about percentages and.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I need to just simplify it a bit, I think, because I just overthought everything this season.
Yeah, no, I think it sounds like a good plan, buddy, and hopefully it, it pays off for you. Yeah. I guess we should talk about how the Dream Team got on last game week. So just to let you guys know, because I wasn't on last week, the fixtures were just too close of a turnaround, but Sudge got 3 of the Dream Team right.
Nice, that's good.
So that's we've been running at a kind of a base of 2 right at the minute. So Sudge got one more. So that means
what players were they, Nim? Can you remember?
Yeah, I think the players that made it were Greenwood, Fernandez, and Mane. I think were the 3. So nice. And we had Saka on our bench with 10 points, which I think also made it, but obviously we didn't put them in the Dream Team. And so let's take a quick look at how Twitter voted. So this is a completely community team this week because I did it all via Twitter votes. So it'd be quite interesting to see how many made it. So it actually did really well on points this game week. But so who do we have? Salah, David Silva, Fernandez. I know we've got Fernandez. Don't think we've got Pogba. I'm not sure we got Willian, and to be honest, we're not looking like we've done very well here. Let's have a quick look again. So we had Foster instead of Pope. None of the
just put Pope in every week.
That's a good point. Oh, we had Pulisic, not Willian.
I benched Charlie Taylor as well.
Oh,
typical.
No.
His first attacking return of the entire season when I bench him.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So I think, guys, looking at that, we've only got the 1 right in Fernandez. So we're gonna have to do better. We're gonna have to work on this. Hopefully, Brett can help us. Hey, buddy. Let's see if we can beat that 3 by Sudge.
I'll try my best.
So we don't have to worry about cost. We do have to worry about cost, obviously, because we have a budget. But I mean, we don't have to worry about how many transfers we make or anything like that. So looking at the fixtures this week, people, how are we thinking for the goalkeeper? So you're thinking just get Pope in.
And, who have they got? Oh, they're away to Liverpool this week.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. Like, I looked at the defenders myself for, like, my team this week for, like, what I was saying at the beginning of the stream where I was a bit like, I need to sort my defence out. But I just looked at all the options this week and hardly anybody has nice fixtures to get in. It's like, of the cheaper ones anyway. In
this Dream Team, do you, are we quite restricted with our budget? Like, do you generally try and get a cheaper goalkeeper, or?
Because we're only playing 1 goalkeeper, our second goalkeeper Stecklenburg, so I think we can be fairly.
Yeah, okay.
And we'll make it work basically. So I guess we could think about an Edison maybe. But
yeah, I'm thinking the two big goalkeeping hitters, maybe Alisson at home to Burnley, or maybe Edison.
Yeah, but of course then we'll have to lose an attacker. So at the moment we've got 3 City attackers. We've got Sterling, De Bruyne and Mahrez at the minute.
Okay.
So we'd probably have to drop one of those if we're getting Edison.
Yeah.
Brian says Fabianski. Who have West Ham got?
They've got Norwich, and I mean, Norwich are struggling for goals.
Yeah, that could be a shout.
Their stats as well for goal scoring and chances created is very low.
Yeah. I think that might not be a bad shout, actually, because then it allows us, if we want to, go with, other Liverpool or City.
Yeah, I guess we could build up through, and then if we still got space for the likes of Alisson at the end,
we could just come on back and switch it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and interestingly, Norwich only 1 goal in 5 games since the restart. Just 1 goal. The lowest XG, less than 3 big chances. Only 3 big chances, the least of any team. So
that is madness, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a worry.
You would think, obviously, with them needing to score and get those points, that it'd be all out attack. I mean, but But he's been benching Pookie and Cantwell most weeks, and surely they're his best players.
The team selection has been very strange. We talked about that in our stream like a week or two ago when people were thinking about Pookie for the good fixtures, and yeah, he keeps rotating him, benching him, halftime. It's strange. Yeah, I'm never a big believer in the West Ham defence personally. Like I never trust Fabian, as good of a goalkeeper Fabianski is, but we can pop him in there for now and maybe maybe come back to him.
So we've got 2 Liverpool defenders in Trent and Robertson. Now, there's a lot of talk this week that Trent might be benched. Seeing as we can do anything with this team, do we take the risk? Should we go somewhere different, do you think, for our defence?
Yeah, I'm thinking Alexander-Arnold is sounding like he's at big risk of rotation this week. But Robertson, on the other hand, has had a rest and did get an assist in the last game, actually. Yes. So, you know, I think we've got to have one Liverpool defender at home to burn. Brian in the chat does make a good point that with Henderson out injured for the season now, they haven't kept a clean sheet without him, I don't think, or at least they struggle to keep clean sheets without him.
Okay.
So it's a big miss.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think at Anfield, Burnley aren't going to offer that much going forward.
No.
So I still think one Liverpool defender like Robertson.
I mean, even if we are going to go with a second, I think maybe we should probably go with, say, Gomez or something, just a cheaper option if we want to double up.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. Maybe we should lose Trent because of risk of rotation.
I think so, yeah. From what I'm hearing, it's a bit of a slippery one, that.
Yeah. I take it we're getting rid of Doherty. I mean, the price that he's costing us for what he's providing us, it's just not worth it, is it?
I mean, looking at the fixtures, Wolves at home to Everton, who aren't scoring that many goals, you know, maybe I've got a bit of a negative feeling towards Everton because of Calvert-Lewin now, but they just don't seem to be scoring much. And Wolves, bar conceding in the last game, have been pretty good defensively, you know. So
yeah, should we move him though, maybe to like a Bolly or a Sace or a cheap?
Do. Yeah, if we're banking on the clean sheet rather than you know Doherty's attacking potential, which he's only got 1 assist in the last 5 games. So yes, if we're just banking on a clean sheet, then we can go cheaper and just go for Bolly maybe, who's nailed on.
Cool. Okay, we've got a shout for Dina in the chat. What do you think on...
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. I just... And he's coming into form a little bit now. I think he got an assist in the last game. And he's always a nice attacking option, you know, but I just don't like the fixture away to Wolves, personally. Yeah. I know Wolves aren't scoring that much, but it's just me. I'm not feeling Everton at the moment. I'm just not feeling it personally.
Yeah.
I like him as a longer term option, but this week I'm not so sure.
So what about any Leicester defenders then? Maybe. Although, to be honest with you, I'm thinking maybe Chelsea this week as a possible defensive option. Maybe an Azpilicueta.
Yeah, he's been okay. He's been pretty good, actually.
Attacking wise, he's been pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, they shipped 2 goals to Palace in the last game week.
Yeah.
Kepa is struggling,
Sheffield
isn't he?
Sheffield are an awkward one, aren't they? They kind of sometimes they score loads, and then other times nothing at all. So it's a bit like,
yeah. Kepa is having a bit of a bad season too. So it's not a defense that I trust either. So, I mean, on paper, I'm looking at the fixtures. If I had to quickly look at these fixtures and pick clean sheets, literally with no reasoning, just looking on paper, I would say Liverpool at home to Burnley, Wolves at home to Everton, United at home to Southampton. Apart from that, maybe City away to Brighton, maybe.
Yeah,
and, rotation. There's going to be Stones and all that.
Rotation is just like, who do we choose from City if we go with the City defender? Do you know what I mean? Is Laporte nailed now? I mean, they've got that FA Cup to worry about on the weekend as well, haven't they? I mean, well, I say worry about. As we're both Arsenal fans, I think we're probably both thinking exactly the same about that one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, anyone else but City.
We don't have a good
please.
record against City now. That's not normally a bit of a worry.
I was basically, when I saw that draw, I was like, so we're not getting through to the Champions League via the FA Cup this year then. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think there's anyone that's really nailed. Even Walker's minutes have kind of fallen off of a cliff.
Let's have a quick look at some stats on attacking threat for some defenders.
Okay.
See if there's any that... I tell you one that does jump out, actually.
Yeah.
Now, Watford haven't been very good defensively. But Dawson...
I was going to say, I think I know.
He's at home to Newcastle, which is always on paper a nice fixture. Now, Newcastle have actually, since the restart, attacked pretty well, to be fair to them. So, on that basis, it looks a bit more trickier for a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Especially considering Watford's form. But when I look at fixtures on paper, I always think, at home to Newcastle, there's a chance there, of a clean sheet. And Dawson is showing some good attacking threat. So since the restart, he's had the second most shots inside the box of any defender.
Oh, interesting.
With 9. He's already got 2 goals. So not a bad little shout, really, at home to Newcastle, I know it's not the most exciting option and maybe not the most trustworthy. But it's players like that that can creep into the team of the week, It
was 1-1 last time they played each other, apparently.
Okay.
But they are at home, aren't they? So, yeah, I don't hate it. Let's stick him in for now.
Maybe stick him in for now as a cheap option.
Yeah.
I think he's like 5 or 4.9 or something. 4.8.
Yeah, 4.8. Yep.
Cool.
Right,
yeah, pop him in and then we can reassess when we finish the rest.
So are we sticking with Wan-Bissaka, or do we want to go with, somebody else?
I guess, how do you select your formation with the
power mids are, well, we don't really, to be honest, buddy. We just go with whoever we fancy on the week. The community just decides what they want to do. We get the players in we think are going to do best for the week, and then we pretty much sort our formation from there, effectively. But yes, the power mid is hard to avoid at the minute, and I think we probably, given we have Connolly and Nketiah, we may be going with Greenwood up top again, unless we want to go for somebody like a Vardy and drop one of our mids down to somebody cheaper.
Okay.
But I mean,
I'm feeling that. I'm feeling. Yeah, we should try and get Vardy in there. Surely.
Okay. Cool. Okay then, let's do that. Let's stick him in now so that
because I do worry for City option. I'm a bit worried about De Bruyne this week from what I'm.
Yes. So he could be away. We could. He picked up a knock, and obviously possible rotation with the cup around the corner.
Yeah,
so he
and
could
Sterling
be the
got the rest. So I like the Sterling option this week for sure as a big hitter.
Okay, well then let's not go overboard then with City in midfield. Let's drop De Bruyne. And that gives us the cash for Vardy. And we have 10.9 to play with in midfield. Do we... I think this is the thing, isn't it? So we could go with Edison then, I think, seeing as we've lost the City asset now. If you want.
I think we should. I don't know. I'm still fancying Liverpool more at home to Burnley if we can afford Alisson, and if we can get Mane in as well, that would be ideal. But it's trying to fit because Mane got his rest too, so I like him as an option this week.
Okay, let's go with Alisson then.
Obviously, I always like Salah too.
Who would we drop out of Sterling, Mahrez, Pulisic and Fernandes in order to get Mane?
Probably Pulisic, maybe.
We could try and get to. We could put Mane in the De Bruyne spot if we got some cash from somewhere, but then when our formation is all out with I'm assuming we want to play Greenwood this week and not have Vardy as our main man.
No,
up
well,
top.
we got to keep Mason in there for sure.
So maybe Pulisic, who did Chelsea
I think
have
so.
this week?
They're away to Sheffield United, you know. It's
Oh,
never
yeah.
never ideal, that fixture. You know, are Sheffield United going to ship 2 or 3 at home?
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, they, you know, with Jack O'Connell back, yeah, I guess the less Chelsea score, the less chance that Pulisic has of being involved. You know, if they're going to score 5 goals against a team, then obviously you'd think Pulisic might be involved. But away to Sheffield United, if they concede 1 or 2, maybe there's a chance that Pulisic won't be involved. It's not a fixture that I like personally. And oh, come on, like Pulisic has got to stop doing the business every week too soon. Like,
Don't we say this about most of our players when we do the Wildcats? We're like, surely that player has to stop it soon, and then they never
does.
do.
Well, he did this earlier. He got 3 returns on the bounce in 3 game weeks, and I brought him in and had 5 blanks in a row. And it's like, now he keeps returning again. Like, if I buy him, he's just going to stop. So surely it's got to stop soon. I don't know.
So we just need somebody for 4.4 really in that last spot, if this is what we're gonna go with, unless we think that United aren't going to keep a clean sheet and we want to... Do we think Ings is going to score against United? What do the chat think? Can we get a yes if you think that Ings is going to score against United, and can we get a no if we think he's not? And should we hold Wan-Bissaka? So should we have a yes to keep Wan-Bissaka and a no to get rid, please? And then maybe we can free up some cash in order to get somebody better. Although they are going to be on our bench anyway, so it's not going to matter really. But
let's have a quick look at United's defensive stats.
So FPL this week says no so far. So we got 1 no. Ooh, we got another one from Mark, another no. John saying no. Focus just straight in there with Sushek. Yeah, we could, you know. He's cheap enough, we could chuck him in there. Eventually he has to start doing something. I mentioned him as part of my trendy transfers in my video last week, and I was a bit like, after West Ham was so terrible during the week.
Who's this, Nim, sorry?
Sushek, West Ham.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 2 goals in 2 game weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. So I was like...
Could have been 3 as well if it didn't get ruled out.
So he could be that 4.4, I think.
So for this midfielder...
4.8, we'd need a couple of pounds.
For this 4.4, is this one that we're not actually playing though, right?
Yeah, no, we won't be playing him. Well,
okay.
We've got...
Or does it still count if you've got them in the 15, like, and they get in?
Well, I mean, there's no rules necessarily. If we've got them in our 15, like we had Saka last week, you know, if he made the dream team, he was on our bench. I think that's a good shout, but I think we're really aiming on the 11. We think we'll make it, only because obviously in the dream team you don't have 15, so yeah. But yes, I mean, this can be anybody, or we could
who have we got at 4.4?
We could go 5. We could go 5 in mid. I'm just thinking, given we have Wan-Bissaka, Robson, Sace and Dawson at the back, we're probably looking at a 2-4-4 at the minute. But we could drop one of those down to somebody incredibly cheap, like a Lamptey, and get a bit more cash for that 5th mid if we wanted to go 2-5-3. Okay,
so Wan-Bissaka is how much? Like 5.5, right?
Yeah.
So assuming we dropped him down like to 4 million, that would be an extra 1.5. And how much we got left? 4.4.
4.4 at the minute.
So we got 5.9 then probably, or 6 million. So why don't you have a quick look on the drop down menu for £6 million midfielders, and we'll see what we've got available.
Okay, buddy, we'll do. Got a bit of a shout. Ings to score a brace. I hope so, average, because I've got him in my team. That'd be fantastic.
I don't. I
Brett does not want.
I'm going to get him back next week. I'm going to if Jimenez blanks.
Don't break it for me.
But if Jimenez blanks again this week, he's gone for Ings for sure.
Yeah, I don't think you can avoid it if that is the case.
Yeah.
Brian says play 3-5-2 and play Sushek over Dawson. And Nuclear says it's Fpltv. It is indeed. Right. In the flesh. Okay, what am I doing? Midfielders, 6 mil.
Yeah, let's have a look at 6 mil midfielders and see if anyone jumps out.
Okay, so we've got Grealish at the top. Barnes, Traore, Perez.
Yeah, I mean, they are against Bournemouth.
Yes, true.
They could, it's hard to predict who starts with Perez, Barnes. They're a bit of a nightmare, but if they start against Bournemouth, they could haul,
Yeah. Ward.
Granted, Leicester aren't scoring that much, but...
Or Prowse. McNeil.
How much is... yeah, I think Brighton are at home to City, aren't they? I like Trossard at the moment. He's playing really well, but it's just a shame about the fixture, really.
Yes, it's not a great fixture.
No.
Obviously, we have Foden and
True.
Saka that are both options as well.
Yeah, I mean, Saka... For a 4.4, 4.5 midfielder, what is he, 4.6, 4.7?
Yeah,
he is a bargain, to be
fair.
fair.
He's gone up a bit now, actually.
For where he plays and how attacking he is, and he's like nailed as well now. He is such a bargain, to be fair,
He is, yeah. Oh no, 4.7. Yeah, he's still good. Focus says Ings is a pain. Is an Ings in my butt.
Yes, he is.
So John says, I hope not, as he has the United triple up.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind an Ings goal, actually. I say that because I haven't got any United defence, so actually, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
I'll take it.
Apparently the music is a tad loud, but there's not a touch I can do about it at the minute, I'm afraid, buddy. Let me, I can turn me down a bit, which might help. Still working on some of the technicalities on those bits. Okay, who do we have? Prates? Is that?
Praet, is it, for Leicester?
He's a possible option.
That's an outside shout, it's a random player that could get in there. It's against Bournemouth, and I can't say I've watched him play too much, so I don't know if he's playing well. Is he playing well, Brian? I know he's like a creative player. And with Maddison out, maybe Praet is needed to kind of feed Vardy.
Yeah. He hasn't had any... Game week 22 and 23 were his last attacking returns, where he got a goal and then an assist. He's 45, 26, 8 minutes. I mean, ooh.
Yeah, it's a bit of a minefield, isn't it?
One. Yeah.
Leicester in general, apart from Vardy and maybe some of the defenders, it is a bit of a minefield, really.
Yeah, Brendan is as bad as Pep, really, in the rotation stakes, isn't he?
For sure. Let's have a quick look at budget midfielder stats then and see if any jump out from these stats. I think, Wan-Bissaka, he could have scored in the last game too, Wan-Bissaka. He missed a Rashford assist.
The amount of times it was Wan-Bissaka to Rashford the last 2 games and it didn't happen. And
so
I've got
unlucky.
both of them.
That is unlucky.
I'm just like...
The first goal should have stood, and then Wan-Bissaka should have scored that. I had Rashford and I got rid of him now. I got Greenwood instead. I'm just sick of paying double the price. Okay,
so everyone knows to avoid Greenwood, because if both myself and Brett had bought him, that is it. Rashford hat-trick.
Oh, have you got him now as well?
Yeah, I literally did it last night. It was just, I don't think you can pay the extra for Rashford at the moment when Greenwood is matching or doing better than him. So...
And when you watch the game, it's like Rashford is not as hungry or interested. So yes, he can still do well, but for double the price, and Greenwood, he frees up the money as well. It's like a bit of a no-brainer, really. For that, I'm sick of just holding on and waiting. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to free up 5 million, and I'm so badly ranked now. I'm just going to splash the 5 million elsewhere, and I think that'll pay off over four game weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I don't disagree with you. While Brett's looking for the stats there, just want to say, if everyone's enjoying the content, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and also head on over to Brett's channel and make sure you're subscribed and liking and following all of his content there as well. That's Fpltv. So yeah, a little shout out.
My latest video, I wouldn't really recommend it. It's the most depressed I've ever sounded in a video, I think. Yeah.
Wait, somebody go over and clip that.
It's quite funny as well, actually, because I've got a sponsor. Very fortunately, got a sponsor for the video. And when you want to sell a product, you have to kind of sound really upbeat and positive.
Yeah.
So I pre-recorded that, and it's very upbeat. And then
And then straight afterwards, you're like...
So in the video, we're sort of like, hey guys, welcome to Fpltv. Before we start this video, a message from our sponsors. Download this app now. It's a fantastic app. And then it cuts back to me. And I'm like, anyway, let's go back to Game Week 34. I sold Mo Salah. I'm fed up for this season.
So you were basically just like Eeyore. You're like, look on the brighter side of life if there was
Yeah.
one.
The thing is, though, it's kind of like, I think people they quite like the authenticity and the, they can relate to the down moments. So I don't want to be a robot. If I sound down, it's because I am down, and I think people relate to that, so.
People love misery as well. They delight in other people's misery.
Exactly. It makes other people feel better.
I think that's why that tweet has done so well this week that I put out, because it just shows everyone how badly I'm doing. So.
Yeah, it gives everyone else a bit of a better feeling, because if they're doing bad, they can see that and think, oh, I'm not the only one. So
that's it. You got to be honest, don't you? I mean, it'd be boring if you were out there every week saying you were the best thing since sliced bread, for sure, because we're not. We're human at the end of the day. So how are them stats come along, buddy?
So there's one. I mean, there's a few complete they're outliers. They are punts, very very big punts. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
The one at the top for key passes, for chances created, is Hourahan at Villa.
Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he is at home to Palace, and Palace. They are conceding goals since the restart. They conceded 3 against Leicester 2 game weeks ago, 3 to Chelsea last game week. So they've conceded 6 goals in the last 2 games. And Villa, in a crunch fixture against them at home, Hourahan has been trusted in home games as well. He's not nailed, but I think they do rely on him in the home games. Obviously, Grealish as well, but as a complete punt, we could just throw Hourahan in there. He's 5.7. I'm always prone to. We've got the obvious, the Manes, and
though, which is it's going against the group. Although Nuclear says he bought in Iheanacho for a 1-week punt as he couldn't afford Vardy.
That's not bad.
So we could.
I didn't think of Iheanacho actually.
We could go
Operation
with
Target Bournemouth.
Yeah, instead of Vardy, and then. But I think the whole golden boot
not instead of.
Okay.
I thought it may be both, not instead of.
How much cash do you think we have, buddy? We're minus 1.3 million at the minute. I think we need to find some cash. So yeah.
So look, I know it's Villa, and I know Hourahan's not exactly. It's just like when you look at the team of the weeks every week, there's always these couple of players that you think, you would never, like Welbeck was in last week's one,
Yes.
These random players that aren't legitimate long-term options do creep up in the single game week, So Hourahan could be that guy. He's not an option in FPL.
Yes.
But for this week as a punt, I don't know.
Thomas is saying he said Iheanacho first. Don't fight over it, guys. It's all good.
Iheanacho's a good shout as well. I didn't even think of Iheanacho, to be fair. Because I think they're playing 2 up top at the moment, aren't they? They're playing as a partnership, Iheanacho and Vardy.
Yeah. And John's just said in terms of Hourahan that Palace are safe now, which is true. So, they're just really going out there to annoy people at the minute, aren't they, really? So, well, if we want to stick with Hourahan, then we probably we are going to have to drop either Alisson or Wan-Bissaka. So,
I mean, I think because we're picking the dream,
we could get back to Fabianski.
It's whether you want to put, if you're posting it on Twitter, I think Hourahan's going to raise a few eyebrows and be like, "What are you doing?" Sort of
don't
thing.
worry
So
about what people think.
Wan-Bissaka, it's the more templatey, I suppose, isn't it? Let's have a look at Hourahan's minutes. Is he playing every game?
Don't worry about that, but
hasn't been in the
team
much,
make there.
Hourahan didn't start the last home game. That's a bit of a worry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bit of a concern. We do have a lot of a shout though for Souček. A lot of people liking that.
Yeah, he's got Norwich. He has got Norwich. I mean,
we'd have to find a couple of mil from somewhere, but I think we could shave it from somewhere.
Well, isn't Souček really cheap?
We've got 4.4, and I think we've got I think he's 4.7.
Ah, I see. Yeah. So it's if we drop.
He's 4.8.
How much is Scalotto? Is he 4?
He is 4. Yes.
Okay, so we can go to 3.9 for somebody.
Yeah.
Is there any 3? There's no 3.7s, so we couldn't get the money there.
Probably no. But we could do the same with Connolly. Could knock them both down to, or we could take Sace out for somebody cheaper.
So we need 0.4.
What about a Lamperty?
The thing is, if we're putting Susek in there, if we're thinking of the starting 11, then
well, we'd probably want to play.
We'd have to drop a defender anyway, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would. So we could just drop Wolves, Sace down or Dawson down to somebody incredibly cheap and play 2-5-2-5-3. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd have Robertson, Wan-Bissaka, and then
either Sace or Dawson.
Okay.
Sterling,
Yeah,
Mane,
I quite
Mahrez,
like that
Souček,
actually.
Fernandez, Vardy, and Greenwood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, on paper, maybe the sensible man would keep Sace over Dawson, but Dawson's like the punt, with the attacking threat.
Yeah.
So I think Dawson's the more fun option.
Yeah, I think we go with fun.
Let's go for
that's what the
fun
Dream
because
Team's all about.
Wolves aren't. They're great defensively at the moment, so Sace is a sensible one, but let's go for the fun one. Let's have Dawson in there, and we'll drop down Sace.
Okay, we've got 4.3 to spend then. So we've got Taylor, obviously, Cathcart. I'm not sure what's happening with Lascelles. Does anyone have any information on Lascelles at the minute?
Well, he's just an injury concern, like an ankle injury, I think. It was a bit touch and go.
Touch and go.
I'm not sure if he's going to start or not.
So we have Ward.
Brian says, "Fun?" ? This is FPL. I feel you, mate, for sure. This season, yeah, that's true.
Ward, Rico, even. I mean, yeah, there's a few there. Taylor for the money, you can't really.
Is there any 4.3s at Aston Villa?
At Aston Villa, Target's injured.
Gilbert start? No, he doesn't start. There's Neil Taylor at 4.2. But I guess with Palace, they're conceding goals, but they're actually scoring a few late.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Last couple of matches, they've started putting some in.
Benteke against his old club as well, might get a goal there. So
yeah.
There's not much. It's slim pickings, isn't it, for the 4.3s? But
I think since we're not playing them, we could maybe just stick Taylor in there just for how well he did last week.
Yeah, just do that.
Cool. Right then, let's make them transfers and set this bad boy up. Dream Team is taking shape, people. So we're taking Taylor out and we're putting. Oh, that bench looks awful. It's a good job we aren't playing a bench.
Yeah. I'm just watching the stream now, a couple of seconds behind, so I'm just waiting for it to load up so I can see it.
Yeah.
What's the hit? Like -20?
Yeah, it was -20. But like I said, we're not worried about points, so. I mean, considering we took like a minus, I think we took a -20 something last week, and overall we are climbing them rankings, my friend. we had a game week rank of 27,000 this week. Nona's Dream Team's doing good.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Wow.
78 points it got. In the point, if we were guessing points rather than people, we'd be quizzing. I think because there's so many punts with the Dream Team, there's usually so many people in there that you just haven't
Exactly.
For instance, if I go back to the Dream Team now, the Dream Team for last week, I mean, Rico, were we ever gonna, do you know what I mean? Were we ever gonna consider him? Welbeck, Rodriguez, that's the beauty of it. So that's why I didn't hate your Hurricane shout, because it could easily end up on the Dream Team.
That's what I mean, yeah. It's like, like I said, it's not a long-term legitimate FPL option, but there are players that randomly on one week that you'd never consider that just end up there, you know. So we'll see what Hurahan does. That'll be interesting if he does do well now, if he gets a start, you know. But yeah, I think that team's looking decent, to be fair.
Yeah, Tristan, it's not, as I say, we've been very lucky with Nonna's dream team. It's not my team, it's not Brett's team. It's just a playable team in its own right, and it's not for points. It is just to, you know, work out the dream team for the week going. So it's not a competitive team at all. So that's why we're able to take a -20. But that's why we're not stressing over our minus fours and our -8s for sure. But yeah, it's doing well even with the hits. Because I guess if you are just, that's how I play my fan team actually every week. I never worry about how many transfers I have. I literally just get in who I think will do well for the game week. Currently in the money, but we'll see how it goes nearer the end.
Out of interest, Nim, how many points in total, if you click points on your team, on this dream team, how many did it get last week?
Oh, sorry, the actual dream team points or our points?
Your game week points for
78.
this team. 78, and you took a -24.
Oh, sorry, we took a -12 last week.
So you basically net 66 points.
Yeah.
Despite taking a -12.
Yeah,
so
I only
got 55.
59.
Exactly. So it's like you can just take these massive hits. Like you still net more points than the patient players. Like I took 2 free transfers and got bloody 55. So
yeah,
it goes to show, you know, and then you can reshape your whole bloody team.
That's it. Like that's why I try not to, when people come to me and they say, "Oh, I'm panicking about taking hits," I try not to like discourage it, because I think it's not necessarily a bad thing, you know, to take the hits. It's like the hits hurt when they don't go right. That's when they become an issue. So if you keep chasing and you don't get lucky on those players, then they can be really detrimental to your rank. But a couple of seasons ago, I remember I was a bit like you, Brett. I was having a terrible season and I had, you know, hardly any chips left and I didn't know what to do, and I just said, oh, you know, sod it, I'm gonna have fun with it. Literally just did what we're doing now pretty much. I would literally go, who do I think is going to do well this week? I would have my couple of people that always stayed in the team, but then, you know, switched out the people here and there and managed to, you know, halve my rank, I think, before the end of the season. So, you know, they can work, you just gotta get them right. And that's the bit, is getting it right.
Of course.
But yeah, it's not doing too bad considering the amount of hits that it takes. Okay, so who do we think we're to captain this week? Now, of course, it's not about points, but we did do well with our captaincy last week. So we chose, who did we captain? We captained Fernandez, and he did really well. And then we captained De Bruyne, who didn't do quite as well. We could have gone with Fernandez or Sterling. So, yeah, you know, it's not hugely important, but if you had any feelings one way or the other, it's always good to... Brian says, less Captain Soucek. We could. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be for the points. When Sudge was on, we did have a discussion about captaining Fabianski. I mean, it's a good job we didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's... I mean, initially... You know, the 3 main captaincy choices are Salah, De Bruyne, Fernandez. That's kind of the headache that most people are having most weeks.
But with Sterling's rest last week and with him in our team, what do we think on Sterling?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I mean, De Bruyne's got this injury concern, so that kind of rules him out. We haven't got him in our team anyway. You know, Salah, I might captain him this week, but again, he's not in our team, and he could be benched. You know, we know Mane's going to start. So when you narrow it down, I think the legitimate captaincy options are Fernandez again. If it's not broken, why fix it? Don't try
Yeah.
and fix it if it's not broken. He's just so consistent. Vardy, that's like the differential maybe. Less people will captain him.
And
Mane, because we know he's going to
talk
start.
about Mahrez, do we? I mean, he's just plugging away there. Is it because he's cheaper than everyone else that we just don't? I
guess so. Yeah, that's probably on
me.
He
had those blanks there in the middle, but he still looks dangerous anytime. Anytime he plays.
Yeah, I haven't owned him once this season, and to my own detriment, I haven't really considered him much either. Same. I always worry about him, and yet he still keeps doing the business, The
only time I considered it, I think, was on the unlimited transfers, and I wasn't really sure who else to drop, because I wanted Aubameyang, and Aguero, so I really struggled to fit him in, but I did agonise over that, and I do think if I'd done that, he'd probably still be in my team now. So, but now it's trying to get to him is just a nightmare. Not unless we start seeing your likes of Salah and Mane, KDBs, that sort of stuff getting dropped on a more regular basis. Then you can start to think about, freeing up funds. So,
well, the positive with Mahrez, I mean, he started away to Leicester. He started away to Chelsea. He started away to Southampton. And then he didn't start away to United. So 3 of the last 4 away matches he has started, which is a positive. Away to Brighton this week. And he hasn't played like a full 90 in a while. So you would fancy him to start this one. So that's a positive on his side. And let's look at Brighton's results. I mean, they are conceding. I mean, they conceded 3 to Liverpool at home. And they conceded 3 to United, I think, didn't they, recently as well?
Yeah.
Am I getting that wrong?
I don't think so, bud.
No, at home to United 3. So against the big sides, against United they conceded 3 at home, and against Liverpool they conceded 3 at home. So against City now they could ship another 3. So people in the chat are saying Sterling.
There wasn't that slight doubt over KDB, and because I keep missing these hauls by switching players, that makes me want to keep the captaincy on KDB, but I think there's just that nervousness now that he won't.
I know. But what I would say is, I mean, if he's got a knock, then set advice, if you did want to captain him, because he's probably not going to come on if he's injured, but it's still a worry. I get
an
that.
Argument just to stick it on Fernandez now for the rest of the season.
100% there's an argument.
I'm extremely tempted just to stop worrying about it anymore. Just literally stick it on him and forget about it.
100%.
Because I just think with your KDBs, with your Salahs, with your Manes, all of this sort of stuff, could get rested, could come off early, whatever. Whereas I just feel like Ollie United don't look the same without Fernandez, and he just seems like a beast. So I don't really see. I think he wants to just. And there's not many games left now. He'll just play him until the end of the season. It's the same with Vardy. Those 2 players, you just know are likely to be nailed now until the rest of the season. So
why don't we just not overthink it then? Why don't we just put it on Fernandez?
Cool.
I think that's a sensible choice.
I quite like Sterling though for this week.
Do you want to go on Sterling? There's a bit of love in the chat for Sterling. A couple of people.
There? Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Just because this is a bit of a punty team, but Fernandez for myself is probably where I'll go. But we'll make him vice captain. So.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how hard Southampton worked in the last game. Against City. Oh, was that the last? I mean, the games are so thick and fast now. Was that the last game or the game before?
No, they played Everton last night, didn't they?
Yeah, right. The game's just.
But even then, considering Everton have done quite well, they managed to do quite well at keeping it at 1, I thought.
Yeah.
So Southampton always finish strongly in a season. I have this thing in my head where it feels like whenever we're coming towards the end of a season, that's when I get Southampton players in. It just tends to feel like I always have a team full of them by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because they do so well. So, yeah. Okay, guys, bit of admin for you guys. we have a winner for our league. So if you guys have been following the stream, we have a competition running, and we've had between game week 31 and 33 a league running, and the person who won that prize, the prize you can see on screen now, is Garrett Williams. So hopefully he'll get in touch. Sounds like a Welshie, a fellow Welshie there, Brett.
Nice.
Garrett. He's got a Welsh flag as well, I think. He's possibly in our league. Let's go have a look. He'll still be there now. So we haven't done it by who's at the top of the league, just purely because I've allowed people to still enter each week, and then we've just gone up and we've added their points for the last 3 game weeks, so that yeah. So he's currently in 3rd place at the minute, but yes. So if Garrett could get in touch with me, I will make sure we get our prize to him. And this league is still open, so the next lot of prizes will be for those entering or are already in the league from now until 33, 34, 35, 36, game week 36, and then whoever's got the most points over these next 3 game weeks, 34, 35 and 36, will be the winner, and we'll get some prizes off to you. So I'll just go back to the league there and the prizes, so make sure you guys get entering for that, and hopefully Garrett will get in touch and we can sort out getting his prize sent to him. I know that Fancy Football Focus has won it once, so he's been showing off his prizes on social media. But yes, do make sure you get in the league, guys, and you'll be in for a chance of winning these prizes provided by Fancy Football Factory. It's just a really cool little thing to do. It doesn't cost you anything to enter, and it's a bit of fun. So yeah. The league code is still on the screen as well at the bottom if you want to join. So, yeah. But make sure you're following them on Twitter and subscribe to the channel as well, for sure. Okay then, Brett. Well, I think our dream team is looking pretty good. Mm-hmm. Hopefully everyone in the chat is pretty happy with what we've set up here for the week. So we'll wrap it up there, shall we, bud?
Yep, sounds good, Nymph.
Hope you've enjoyed it, and again, just to say to everyone, do make sure you go on over and check out Brett's channel, Fpltv. Thanks for joining me today, buddy.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
Thanks
don't
for inviting
forget to like and subscribe to this channel as well before you leave. And yeah, we'll catch you between the next game weeks again, hopefully. See you soon, guys. Bye.